In this video, we're going to look at a situation that we're going to model with a loop and a method. And that is, you've been hired by Google and you have a base salary of $50,000 a year. Great. You also get a 5% raise every year. Sounds fantastic. The question is how much money you will make after a total of 10 years. So to answer a situation like this, first you have to make sure you understand what's going to be happening. So I have a table here, and in year one, you're going to be making $50,000, which means that your total pay so far is $50,000. Well, let's look at year two. Year two, you're going to have a 5% raise. So that means $50,000 needs to increase by 5%. So if I bring up my calculator here, we can do a quick little number crunch. So I'm going to take $50,000, 1, 2, 3, and if I multiply that by 0.05, that'll give me $2,500. So $52,500 should be my next year's pay. Now there's a faster way to figure that out, and that is if I take 50,000 times 1.05, that'll include the payment and the increase at once. So we're going to be multiplying by 1.05 in our solution. What's interesting is at this point, our total pay will actually be 102,500 because we'll have to add the pay we had so far with the new pay. And one more year, I get another 5% increase. So I'm going to multiply this number times 1.05, which gives me 55,125. And then if I add this into the total pay, I'll be up to 107,125. All right, great. Oh, I'm sorry, 625. So now we need to model this situation. So like before, I'm going to create a variable, and I'm going to make it a decimal because we're dealing with money. Decimals are likely. And it's going to be the result of calling this method get total pay. And I'm going to put in two parameters. The first parameter is my base pay, which is $50,000. And the next parameter is going to be my raise. So that's 0.05. And then I'd like to print out my answer. Oh, I need one more parameter, don't I? I need three parameters. The third parameter will be the number of years that I will be working at Google. All right, so I'm going to make this method public static double because the result is a double. Get total pay is the name of the method. And then I need three parameters, double my base, double my rate, and int years. It's probably reasonable to make that an integer. Move this over just a little bit and we can see that last curly brace will be ready to go. Come on, I can grab you. There it is. Yep, perfect. All right, so we need to have a way to keep track of what year we're on, how much we've been paid in this year, and then the total pay. So I'm going to make two variables here. One is going to be this year pay, and that of course will be the same as what the base is. I'm also going to make a variable called the total pay, which I'm going to start off at 0, though you can change that. That's not necessarily the best way to do this, but I'm going to make it 0. And then I'm going to represent the year we're on in the loop. So I'm going to have int y equal to 1, y less than or equal to the number of years, so using that parameter, and then y plus plus. So I'm going to be doing my calculation the correct number of years. So what I'll do in the loop is I'm going to increase the total pay by this year's pay. Seems pretty simple, right? Whatever I make for the first year is what my total pay should be increased by. So I do need plus equals. Now, for the next time around the loop, I need the year's pay to increase. So this year pay needs to get a 5% increase, or a rate increase. So I'm going to times equals that by 1 plus the rate. So if you remember from the example before, it was 1.05 that I was multiplying by to get the new amount of payment. So if the rate variable is 0.05, then 1 plus that variable represents 1.05. Now it's very important that this command goes after the increment of total pay, because I would like, if I do this command beforehand, then it will actually, what will it do? It'll actually give you the 5% raise for the first year instead of for the second year. So it is very important that this order happens. The last thing we need to do is we need to return the answer, which is total pay. And that probably should be it. So let me give this a run, and we'll see what it says. And it says right here that I should make $628,894 over 10 years, which seems pretty reasonable because it would be $500,000 if I didn't get any raises. So you're getting $128,000 worth of raises over 10 years. So pretty good deal. All right, so once again, this is an example of calling a method and taking in some parameters, doing a little mathematics with a loop, and then at the end returning the value.